Sean Kirkpatrick, Garry Nolan, and a whole lot more. It's time for another UFO News Roundup, so get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Okay, the other day, of course, the lovely Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick sat down with Merrick von Rennenkamp for an interview and got some really weird things out of him, including his debunkings of UFOs, where he seems to show his total ignorance of the actual sightings in question. It's weird, guys. So let's give a watch just real quick.
Look at that thing. It's rotating.
So the most plausible thing is that it is a stationary object moving with the wind.
They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude.
Because I don't think even the likes of Mick West, who spent more time than anybody on this, has found a trajectory that finds this moving in the wind as a balloon 300 miles off the coast of Jacksonville.
Okay. Because a lot of that is glare that you're also getting off of the reflection. That's why it's so apparently hot. Because you have to now do the sun angles off of that.
This was at night, first of all.
Okay, it was at night.
The object rotates in 4 distinct rotations, right? They're choppy. They're disconnected.
Okay, but you don't have the raw data. You're using internet data. So anything that's choppy is from image compression.
But what's fascinating is the way this object rotates down to the second at the apex of that turn. And here it is right here. That long continuous rotation matches to the second at that range given by the aviators. That is from a math and science perspective, that's extraordinary. The odds of finding that highly anomalous track and also matching visually the rotation, this is another view of that, I find to be astounding. That's like a 1 in a trillion chance, right? So this rotation, that green line is that reconstructed flight path at that roughly 6 nautical mile range. And that rotation in that animated on the left, that is not in any way fudge. That is the actual rotation of the object in the video.
Yeah, so there you go. What is going on? Sean Kirkpatrick debunking stuff with totally bogus facts that can easily be checked and verified. I mean, is he doing this deliberately? Is it some sort of hostage blinking situation? What's going on with that? I don't quite get it. I understand if he's a debunker, if he's a paid disinformation agent, but to do it so badly, it's weird. It's weird. Let me know what you think. But here's Chris Mellon responding. He says, it's hard to understand how Dr. Kirkpatrick could be so badly mistaken about one of the classic DoD UAP videos that famously appeared in the New York Times in 2017. One cannot help but wonder about the quality of the analysis in other cases that Arrow claims to have solved. Yeah, indeed. It's a weird situation. I don't know quite what to make of it. But either way, the lovely Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick continuing to spread disinformation, but in this case, disinformation that can easily be fact-checked. So yeah, let me know what you think that's all about in the comments below. Meanwhile, remember the mystery of the Korahora shaft? I'm just really fascinated by this strange, apparent ancient underground ruin that may or may not have connections to Atlantis. Either way, it seems very ancient. It seems very, very man-made. But very weird. We don't understand what this thing is. Well, a viewer sent me this video. It doesn't have a lot of new information in it other than what I've already shown you. But you do see this interesting comparison between the frontal view of this giant cavity in the side view of it. So you can see how narrow this cavity is. But also how straight the lines are, 90-degree angles, very straight lines. And yeah, we don't even know where this thing goes. It just trails off into nowhere. And apparently there may be other branches leading out from it that are too small for humans or normal humans to go in. So who built this thing and why? There was another portion of this video that was new, and that's apparently above the shaft on the hill or the mountain. There's this weird mushroom-like structure. So what is this weird thing? Is this a dolmen? What is this? Was this built by the same people that delved the shaft for some unknown reason? I don't know, but I want to know what this thing was. And did people actually meet their deaths because they were exploring this mystery? Is this something being actively covered up by the powers that be, or some subset of the powers that be? I don't know, guys, but this is continuing to fascinate me, but there's such little information about it. Either way, I'll be going to that part of the world in a month or 6 weeks. I'll be going to the country of Georgia, which is just south of where this crazy structure is. It's on the other side of the mountains in a different country, so I am unlikely to be going to the core horror shaft. But I'll definitely be looking around to see if I can find information about either that or the elongated skull beings that Brian Forster thinks are from that part of the world. And I'll be sharing the reason that I'm going to Georgia very soon. Meanwhile, a little more insight into some of Garry Nolan's extraordinary experiences. This is from an interview with Ross Coulthard.
Because you had another experience in London that I thought was quite important.
Right. Yeah, that was an interesting one because, for no good reason, lying there in the bed in the hotel, I woke up with my entire body buzzing, like I was sitting in an electric water bath. And I've been in Japan, for instance, where electric water baths are the thing. This was a very different experience. Everything from the tip of my fingers down to the tips of my toes, ears, I could feel this buzzing. I could hear it. But at the moment of waking up, there were, and can't even call them words. There was words in my head that said, "This is how you connect."
Whoa.
And that wasn't the word, but that's the best translation of the moment.
That's crazy. So he may be receiving communications with whatever beings that he may or may not be in touch with. He seems to be an experiencer. He had beings in his bedroom as a child. It's unclear if there was ongoing, abductions or contact experiences, although that's very typically the case. But whatever it is, it seems like it's ongoing. And the being, that's just, me guessing, but it seems like it's ongoing and that he is seeming to have, at least in this one case, actual communications directing him to how to connect. How to connect with what? With them? With his higher self? What do you think was meant by that very intriguing message and that very intriguing experience? Also, who else wants to have a Japanese electric bath now? That sounds really fun. Meanwhile, the Chinese have just invented drone hover bikes. Look at this, guys. This is badass. Look at the control on that. He's not banging into the walls. That is pretty awesome. I don't know how long this thing flies for, but man, if it flies for an hour or two, I may be ditching my car and getting a drone hover bike. Meanwhile, CNN may be covering UFOs whether they want to or not.
How can the Democratic Party defeat Donald Trump? And I think in that regard, the party took a step forward.
Did you see that? Check it out, just flying right behind him.
Defeat Donald Trump, and I think.
Out one ear and in one ear and out the other, more or less. Oh, that's pretty cool, guys. I love it. I love it. Do you think that could be a bird or something mundane, or do you think that is probably a UFO? Think Tank also shares a cool UFO video. Check this out. A very cigar-looking craft, or maybe a saucer on its edge. I don't think you can make the argument that that's a bird or anything like that. But let me know. And it's going so super fast. I don't think birds go that fast, and I think you would see wings or something. Is this a dragon? It doesn't look very large. It makes me think it's a dragon. But who knows what this thing is? It's hard to judge distance with things in the sky. Let me know what you think about this really interesting sighting from Poland. Meanwhile, from express.co.uk, Antarctica bombshell. Satellite snap 400-foot man-made formation in untouched region. Antarctica scientists were left puzzled after a satellite snapped a bizarre oval shape in the ice, leading one to comment, that is definitely man-made. The frozen desert serves as a scientific haven for more than 1,000 researchers around the year who monitor climate change and study Earth's history. Its barren landscape gives them access to an unspoilt world where they can complete their research, despite temperatures dropping to as low as below 90 degrees Celsius. The conditions in parts of the region are so harsh that scientists rarely visit them, instead using satellite data to complete their work. However, the Science Channel revealed in its What on Earth series how one image sent back to a GOI-1 Earth observation satellite left researchers stumped. Okay, I'll let you read the full article at your leisure, but this is the image they're talking about. This weird looking thing in the ice. And how big did they say it was? 400 feet long? Definitely looks man-made. I don't think you could get that through natural, processes. I don't know. Maybe some of you ice experts out there can let me know if you can arrive at this through natural processes, but it definitely looks man-made. So if it is, how old is it? Surely with the snow and stuff, you would I would expect that if it was old, it would be covered up at some point. So I would think they would be relatively new. But what could it be for? And am I wrong about it probably being new? Let me know your theories about this crazy looking thing in Antarctica in the comments below. Meanwhile, from Stephen Kent, meditation instantly changes the polarization of light around the body. And he shares this interesting post from Andrea Lonnie, space engineer, PhD, research and team management. Last year, I had the chance to participate in a rather unique experiments with engineers and scientists developing two hyperspectral UV IR imaging devices able to characterize people's, but also plants and animals' biophotonic field. One of these cameras was a polarimetric camera. I said that right, guys. Mounting a sensor used in space. When compared to other 30 subjects that were tested before me and one also together with me, the data showed various anomalies, including a toroidal field spinning around my head and light polarization changing instantaneously around my body as soon as I started meditating, corresponding to white light in this spectrum and normally concentrated in people's eyes, equally distributed over my whole face. Meditation is an extremely powerful tool that can literally change the energy and optical properties of your body in now measurable ways, as shown by these high-end devices analyzing spectra/light and UV/IR range. Yeah, I've heard stuff like this before, scientific evidence of the power of meditation, your body generating light. It's apparently scientifically provable that this happens. I think I need to start meditating. So let me know what you think about this really interesting potential discovery about the power of meditation in the comments below. Meanwhile, the Wand gives us an excerpt from the book Tell My Story by June Crane, who was the stenographer at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Sadly, she has passed on, but this is a really interesting excerpt, so check this out. And there was even some of them, scientists and engineers at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, that said that we have them among us, the beings, and they have our shape and form and look just like ordinary people. That is amazing. It's not surprising that people in Wright-Patterson knew this. But yeah, this information has been around for a while. When will the government admit this? Will they ever admit this? I mean, it's clear that it's pretty widespread among certain circles in our government and military. I mean, they're shooting down UFOs. That's not just, a few people. There's a chain of command there, and there's, a widespread order that must, exist at a certain point. So when are they going to admit this? How long can they keep this secret? It's just crazy, guys. Anyway, let me know what you think about it all in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I sure would appreciate it. Smash the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. That guy's missing something, though. Where is that guy? What's poking me? I don't know. Where can it be? But yeah, buy a t-shirt, coffee mug in the merch store below. Buy one of my books. I'm an author. See the link below. Or you can become a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, much like this little fella, but bigger. And I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.